Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into a name that you've probably heard in political discussions, on social media, or on college campuses, Charlie Kirk. Who is he? What does he stand for? And why has he become such a prominent figure, especially among young conservatives? Let's get into it. Charlie Kirk was born in 1993 in a suburb of Chicago. He described himself as not being particularly political in his early high school years. But a trip to a local Republican dinner when he was a teenager changed everything. He heard conservative ideas that resonated with him, and it sparked a passion that would define his future. One of the pivotal moments in his young life came when he was a senior in high school. He wrote an essay for Breitbart News, a conservative media outlet, criticizing what he saw as a liberal bias in his high school's textbooks and curriculum. The essay went viral, and it put him on the map. It was this experience that really launched his career in political activism. He saw a gap, an opportunity to bring conservative ideas to his own generation. Instead of going to college in the traditional sense, Kirk decided to take a different path. In 2012, at just 18 years old, he co-founded Turning Point USA, or TPUSA, with Bill Montgomery. He had a simple, yet ambitious goal: to identify, educate, and organize young people to promote the principles of freedom, free markets, and limited government. This wasn't just a small club, it was a vision for a nationwide movement. TPUSA started small, with Kirk traveling from campus to campus, often funding his trips with his own savings. He would hand out pocket-sized copies of the U.S. Constitution and engage students in debates and discussions. His message was direct. He argued that colleges and universities, which were supposed to be centers of open debate, were actually becoming echo chambers for progressive ideas. And he wanted to provide a counter-narrative. The organization's growth was explosive. They developed several key initiatives that became their trademarks. One of the most famous is the Professor Watch List. This is a public database that lists college professors who, according to TPUSA, discriminate against conservative students and advance leftist propaganda in the classroom. As you can imagine, this was, and still is, highly controversial. Supporters say it holds educators accountable, while critics argue it's a blacklist that chills academic freedom and encourages harassment. Another major part of TPUSA's strategy is hosting large-scale events and conferences. These events, like the Student Action Summit and Young Women's Leadership Summit, bring together thousands of young conservatives. They feature high-profile speakers from the world of politics and media, creating a powerful sense of community and shared purpose. For many young attendees, it's the first time they've been in a room with so many people who share their political views. So, what are the core ideas that Charlie Kirk and Turning Point USA promote? At the heart of their message is a belief in American exceptionalism. The idea that the United States is unique and has a special role to play in the world. They champion capitalism as the greatest engine for prosperity and opportunity ever created. They are strong advocates for free speech, especially on college campuses where they feel conservative voices are often silenced, and they stand for limited government, arguing that less government intervention means more individual freedom and a stronger economy. Kirk himself is a master of communication in the digital age. He has a massive social media following and hosts a daily radio show and podcast called The Charlie Kirk Show. He uses these platforms to provide commentary on current events, interview key political figures, and mobilize his followers. His style is direct, confident, and often confrontational. He's known for his ability to break down complex political issues into simple, memorable sound bites, which is incredibly effective on social media. Of course, with such a high profile and strong stances, Charlie Kirk is no stranger to criticism. Opponents accuse him and TPUSA of oversimplifying complex issues, spreading misinformation, and using divisive rhetoric. His campus events have frequently been met with protests from students and faculty who disagree with his message. The funding of Turning Point USA has also been a subject of scrutiny, with critics questioning the influence of its wealthy donors. But for his supporters, Kirk is a hero. They see him as a fearless warrior fighting against what they call the radical left. They believe he is one of the few public figures who is willing to stand up for conservative values, in a culture that they feel has become increasingly hostile to them. They see him as a vital voice for a generation of young people who feel unrepresented in mainstream media and education. The phrase, "We are Charlie Kirk," isn't just a slogan. It represents this sense of shared identity. It's a declaration from his followers that they stand with him, that they share his beliefs, and that they are part of a larger movement. It signifies a feeling of being under attack for their conservative views and rallying behind a leader who fights back on their behalf. In many ways, Charlie Kirk's story is a story about modern politics. It's about the power of grassroots organizing, the influence of social media, and the deep political and cultural divisions in America today. He saw a void in the conservative movement, a lack of organization and energy among young people, and he filled it. Whether you see him as a champion of free speech and liberty or as a divisive political provocateur, there's no denying the impact he has had. He has successfully built one of the largest and most influential youth political organizations in the country, and he has become one of the most recognizable faces of the modern conservative movement. He has mobilized a generation of young activists who are passionate, organized, and ready to make their voices heard in the political arena. The rise of Charlie Kirk and Turning Point USA shows how powerful a clear message, a dedicated leader, and a mobilized base can be. It highlights the ongoing battle of ideas taking place on college campuses and across the country. And it proves that you don't need to follow a traditional path to have a major influence on the national conversation. So, what do you think? Is Charlie Kirk a positive force in American politics, or is his approach more harmful than helpful? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'm really curious to hear your perspectives. Thanks for watching, and if you found this video informative, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into the people and ideas shaping our world. See you in the next one.